In current day America, we are experiencing a crazy shift, a changing of the times, a modern day renaissance, if you will, from Kanye West beefing with the Twix bar to things like Rax being back, the comeback that no one thought was gonna happen, because it was looking like Tata's, they were gonna be a thing of the past, because all the cancel culture people and the girls who don't have them trying to put an end to them. But shout out to Sydney Sweeney for leading this movement by using her extraordinary talents. Extraordinary. But the one that we're going to be talking about today is the We Done With the 90s movement, which is basically NBA fans dismissing the 1990s basketball era because of the amount of scrubs that were in the league. These Make-A-Wish Stephen A. Smiths are out here acting as if someone like Los Polos and Flight could win back-to-back rings in the 90s. Yeah, go ahead. Oh, wait. Go ahead and revive your old head uncle that just fainted because of the 90s slander. Make him a corned beef sandwich or something. Trust me, I know how the old heads get. They start crashing out when you say something bad about 90s basketball or attack their eras, Pookie Bear. And just wait until they find out what people think of the music of their era. Talking about jazz music and Stevie Wonder are the GOATs. Psh, Unc hasn't heard Alonzo Ball yet. My man is multifaceted, dropping dimes and lines. LeVar Ball only breeds greatness. Alright, enough shaboing around though. Let's get to the point of the video. His airness. Michael Jordan, former teammate of Steve Kerr, who's the father of Nick Kerr. All this talk directly attacks his title as the GOAT. I mean, the barbershops are starting to talk, and they're saying he played against NPCs. Not only that, but also that his bag had no left hand. So, I decided to take a look at some of the best players that Jordan went up against and analyze these claims. A completely original idea that has not been done before. Again, I said some of the best players. That means I'm gonna be leaving out some of the players. So, the video doesn't get too long and stuff. Like, for example, Cletus, the Vietnam amputee. Poor guy couldn't jump, but boy, he tripped Jordan with his fake leg. My boy was a paraplegic phenom. But again, sorry for leaving some of the players out. Starting off with none other than Danny Ainge. You see, just look at this beast. This is the outcome you get when a white man gets a taste of that cocoa butter. Wait, I don't know Jim Carrey played ball. What the heck? Either way, Jordan's played versus some of the most scary looking individuals. The most intimidating OP sons of guns. I mean, don't you see these mutants? I just know God was on demon time before airdropping these specimens on our noodle tops. And Jordan had to play against these OP guys. You see that? You see what type of guys Jordan was going up against? Unfair, right? And compare that to today's competition. We got Rudy Gobert winning 3 Defensive Player of the Year awards. Y'all letting this Baguette Biombo run a train on the league? Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. The best way to describe Danny Ainge is if Jeffrey Dahmer had a jumper and cocoa butter just running through his veins. Despite all that though, Jordan still found a way to somehow give him that work. Look at Ainge trying to get up and block MJ but failing. Lack of melanin. And look at my man in the back here. Yo, my guy, it's not the 50s anymore. You don't have to be in the back anymore. Rosa Parks got y'all covered. It's all over. Now come up to the front and get a taste of some of this work. Playing basketball during the 90s was like going out to eat at a Waffle House. Fades were gonna be run. And you see that happen with how Jordan got into it with Danny Ainge. Caillou and Lil Bill were about ready to start RKOing each other for that heavyweight belt. Yet the Grizzlies got punked by Unc in a cardigan? Do better, y'all. Do better. They really almost let Unc eliminate their entire existence expeditiously, all while wearing my grandma's sweater. So I know that's actually drippy. I need to find out what brand that Cardi is, cause yeah. You're starting to see the type of competition Mikael had to go up against now. The differences between the two eras. This man Jordan had to play against Austin Reeves, while Austin Reeves is LeBron's teammate. You see the difficulty difference now for the two? Jordan doesn't have the luxury to go up against acoustic players like Scotty Barnes. Nah. In fact, MJ had to play against a player with AIDS. My man Jordan is a survivor. Mikael Jordan had to go up against famous condom hater Magic Johnson. Just ask yourself something, fellas. Is catching bodies worth the risk of catching AIDS? Cause this man willingly went up against a contaminated Magic Johnson. The big ball energy from MJ is unquestioned. My boy was on the anti-vax wave way before Kyrie Irving. Hey, yo! How the heck were those Pampers even allowed in the league? My boy's shorts are straight up getting swallowed by his cheeks. Look at how short them things are. Be careful, that turtle head might accidentally poke its head out and flash America. Oh yeah, and y'all remember the time when we had the NBA Top 75 anniversary? You know, when Jordan and Magic were smack talking to each other, and then Jordan even challenged him to a 1v1? Look at Magic just laughing at Jordan and thinking he's, messing around and whatnot. And now look at Mikael's face. That man isn't joking around about that 1v1 with you, Magic. You think he was playing? Nah. Bro had that Casamigos on his breath and was being dead serious. Even with knowing all the dangers and risks, yet he's about to put his life on the line by going up against an infected Magic. And yet my mom won't even let me out of my room while I have a cold. Won't even look at me. It kind of seems like Jordan doesn't really even care about living anymore. I know it sounds crazy, but just look at how he acts. Either that, or he really, really misses Kobe. In Jordan's day and age, this was his biggest op. Mr. Becky with the good hair. And before y'all start saying, oh, he looks like a soft suburban kid whose parents have a real good marriage, this man is actually from a place where the bullies got bullied. This man got it out the mud. Damn, so that Lil Baby and Future song, Out the Mud, was about a white guy this entire time? Crazy. Bill Laimbeer made it his entire life's quest to go out and clap Jordan. This man had bad thoughts running through his mind. I'm talking premeditated, first degree and all that. Don't let the good hair fool you, dummy. Every single time the Pistons were playing the Bulls, Bill would tie up his black Air Forces extra tight just to go out and headhunt Jordan. Playing against the Pistons, every single time he would drive in, you get like shanked, turned into a paraplegic, even stabbed with a needle. Hopefully not Magic Johnson's. It was like the AFC North of the NBA. It was so bad, in fact, that Bill and the Pistons even had a name for it, the Jordan Rules, which was basically a bounty put on Jordan's noodle top, where they try to social distance his body from his face. Just straight up Stone Cold Steve Austin stunning them every single time they got their chance. Yet that still didn't slow Jordan down. Nah, cause he was still out there murking fools. Just getting back up time and time again after taking a pounding. The same way how Lana Rhoades has the talent to take a pounding and then come back up for more. It's the same thing that Jordan was doing. That's what separates the greats from average. And look at LeBron over here. What are you doing? Ain't no way you got pushed back further than your hairline, bro. And this is y'all king? And that's not even the only time. He hit the same stomp the yard move that Chris Breezy did in the movie. Doing all types of shenanigans. Yeah, his eye ain't retiring anytime soon. And then we also had Muggsy Bogues. That's a funny way to say the Beetlejuice of the NBA. This man was a straight dog. Muggsy stood at a towering 5'3". You see MJ's competition now? It was full of the most daunting and physically imposing men. They had cyborgs and straight demons in the 90s, but he couldn't even catch a ride on a roller coaster, but he still had the league by the balls. Look at this little nugget, even blocked Patrick Ewing. Blocking a 7-footer while being the fun size of a 5'3"? Can't even hate though. Most of us aren't even 6 foot tall either, unless we're lying on our Tinder profiles. Even though Bogues held his own in the NBA, he still couldn't slow Jordan down though. To be fair, what the heck is he supposed to do to stop Jordan, besides get swooped up by a falcon or something? Look at him, straight stuck on a Jordan, trying to get inside the man. Even trying to get a handful of MJ sweet potatoes. Straight P. Diddy type of defense on Jordan. Still couldn't stop him though. And yet LeBron is out here getting impressed by someone's Roblox character? Imagine all the things your family had to do for you to make it to the NBA. All the sacrifices and hard times. All just for you to get pressed by an elf who weighs the same as a pack of Skittles. Come on, get it together, Goofy. I gotta say though, short guys have been winning a lot recently. I don't know if y'all been taking note or been noticing, but really think about it. Heck, short guy's been winning so much they even inspired Baby Alien and had him going crazy. Just all around short kings catching W's. Take notes, da baby. The 90s DLC had all types of short, tall, wide, and whatever the heck else players out there. Just worst of the worst. MJ's competition would strike fear in everyone. Besides maybe the people who live in Gotham. Cause ain't nothing comparing to Gotham City. People in their rooms just tweaking out cause Scarecrow laced their product. And that's just a normal Tuesday afternoon in Gotham City. We're not talking about going up against the podcasters of current day NBA. Nah, we're talking about an era of the NBA where everyone was on Pablo Escobar's gold dust and men were regularly high-fiving their wives' faces. Jordan was really out here playing against predators, such as Karl Malone. Karl walked so that Josh Giddey could run. In fact, Karl Malone makes Josh Giddey look like an altar boy. In their area of interest, that is. And for those of y'all who don't know, Karl had a kid when he was 19 with someone who was still a teenager. Disgusting, absolutely. Not to lie though, but your first time at 13 ending in pregnancy is crazy. It's like the equivalent of tearing your ACL on your debut. And I'm not saying that's it was right or anything. Nah, definitely not. No, no, no. In fact, that's the type of guy you leave behind when you're escaping with Harriet Tubman and the crew. Definitely against Malone's actions over here. Crazy thing is, he still hasn't learned his lesson. He's still out here displaying diabolical levels of thought and trying to get at girls. At least they're in their 20s now, right? But my man needs to hang it up. And I know he does this because I'm targeting the same ones. And I always see this man there. Like, leave some for the rest of us, Malone. But Malone and Jazz did whatever they could to stop Mikael. In fact, the Jordan flu game wasn't actually because of a flu. The real reason is that the Jazz got a restaurant to poison Jordan's pizza in order to slow him down. Now, I know some people think he faked the whole thing, but I mean, come on. Come on now. Let's be honest, right? We all seen Space Jam, and Jordan is definitely not that good of an actor to be able to pull that off. Either way, those Mormons, they seem innocent, but they're some crazy ass mother truckers. They were trying to give Jordan the Hershey squirts just to catch him slipping on the toilet to flash past him to a Juice WRLD concert. I'm telling you, those Mormons are crazy, trying to give him the same fate as Elvis Presley. It ain't worked though. So, then the Jazz started trying other things to slow MJ down. Like when Karl Malone ended up hitting MJ with the people's elbow. Refs, teammates, everyone were like, no, Karl, you can't do that. But you already know Malone ain't listening to all that. He never listened to Know or Stop. What makes you think he's gonna listen now? Even with all these tough opponents and challenges, the thing that a lot of people in the We Done With the 90s trend are saying is that, oh, MJ played against firefighters and milkmen. Like, what? Just doing the most to try to diminish his greatness. People really act as if he played during the 60s or something, when that was actually a thing. You actually had firefighters and milk boys catching a double shift on the hardwood. But that's the 60s, not in the 90s. Nah, the 90s had a lot more talent. You couldn't just pick up randos off the street to play for your squad. Imagine actually thinking that. Just picture Jordan going up against janitors or like the teachers in the NBA. That'd be such a joke. Wait. Rodman was a janitor before making it to the league? Next! And another thing that people are saying is that Jordan had no left hand. There's a huge ongoing investigation happening on social media where people are literally pulling up game film to prove that this man had no lefty. In fact, it's probably the greatest left-hand debate since O.J. Simpson's trial. Now, I decided to further analyze this claim and get to the bottom of it. First off, the left is his wanking hand. So of course he wants to keep it rested as much as possible. Me and you both, Mike. Me and you both. Second off, he wanted to show guys who actually didn't have a left hand, like Jaylen Brown and Hansel Emmanuel, that it was in fact possible to make it in the league with that one. And look at this. Look at these clips of him putting in work with his left hand. Bucket after bucket. Just torturing the opponent's D. I mean, does this look like a man who has no left? Huh? Look at that jump shot with his left hand. Green FN. Left hand so good it even had the Republican switching sides. And now, I present further evidence of Jordan having a left hand. Look at this pic of MJ in his happy place. Oh, but I thought Jordan didn't have a left hand. I pray I don't have a son this retarded. Cause if he ever started saying dumb stuff like this, forget child protection services. I'ma give that little nut a facelift. This whole We Done With the 90s trend has gotten so crazy. It's only a matter of time before people start saying the 2016 Chino's Hill squad is better than the 90s Bulls. At this point, we gotta split basketball into pre-2000 and post-2000, just like BC and AD with Jesus Christ. Still though, Jordan's comp was tough. My man was out there holding his own against saltine crackers. No. Actually, this man was out there crossing over the most lethal whites since the KKK. While the current day NBA has TikTokers hitting the Renegade, the 90s had players hitting the 5-knuckle shuffle. You got High School Musical versus your local Waffle House. There's different levels to this. But if it wasn't obvious enough already that I was joking around, and of course LeBron goes up against tougher comp than Michael Jordan. That's the way these things work, you know. Players are going to continue to develop and get better as the years go on. More skilled, and you'll probably have like 30 Wemby builds in the league. That's why, personally, I'd rather rank the best of each decade. Like 90s, Mikael was the best, 2000s Kobe, and 2010s LeBron. Either way, see you guys in 10 years when we have the next generation of kids talking about how Bron was going up against podcasters and TV analysts and whatnot. I can just imagine how in the future they're going to be saying, OMG, Wemby got a quintuple double? He's the GOAT. Oh yeah? Well, back in my day, LeBron would have posterized that toothpick and then gotten sturdy over his body. Sturdy? What the heck is that? Shut up, old head.